The next topic in federalism is decentralization. Decentralization is nothing but taking away powers of the central government, few powers of the central government, and distributing among the other constituent units. It might be a state government or it may be a government which is lesser than the state government. This is called as decentralization. Taking away few powers of the central government and giving to the state government and the subordinate government is called as decentralization. What is the need for decentralization? What is the necessity? Why the power cannot be concentrated in the hands of only one level of government? What is the need? The most important need for decentralization is India is a very vast country. India is a very vast country and with all the diversities. Am I right or not? India is a very vast country with all diversities. So the power cannot be concentrated in the hands of only two levels of government. It cannot. Such a vast country like India needs one more tier of government. That is the reason we have gone for local self-government. In India, we have three tiers of government, one at the center, and below that lies the state government, and below that lies the local self-government, right? Because India is a very vast country with huge population. This is one reason why we need to have decentralization. That is decentralization, that is dividing the powers. The second reason is such a vast country like India need to have decentralizing bodies because the problems of the local government, local people cannot be understood by the government which is located at the state headquarter or the nation's headquarter. For example, there is a problem on the roads of Hyderabad, or there is a problem of drainage in a remote village. Do you think that the government which is located at the nation level, it can understand what are the local problems? Certainly not. Local problems can be better understood by the local people, and local people know what are the problems faced by them and which problem needs to be prioritized. Am I right or not? So local problems are better understood by the local people. Local problems are better understood by the local people, and they also know how to prioritize the issues. They also know how to prioritize which problem is more important and how much money to be spent and where to spend. This knowledge the people living in the locality only they know. Am I right or not? And then the next point is this certainly helps in the process of decision making. For example, if you go to a village, the local people they come together and they dig a well, or they construct one library or one community hall, and they know how to spend money, where to spend money, and what problem to be prioritized they know, and certainly they will take part, a very active part in the process of governance, in the process of decision making. Today you are a sarpanch, tomorrow you can be a chairman of Jalla Parishad, and you can be an MLA, or you can become one MP and Prime Minister also. Am I right or not? So taking an active part will certainly help in the process of decision making. So what is the need for decentralization in a country like India? What is the need? A country like India with such a vast geographical relief features and with a huge population, the power cannot be concentrated in the hands of only the central government or the state government. There is a need for a third tier of government at the local level, and that type of government we call it as local self-government. The local problems are better understood by the local people. They know what are the problems, what problem to be prioritized, and they know where to spend and how to spend money, and that certainly helps them in the process of decision making. Right? Now, let us take the next important topic. What are the various steps taken by the amendment of 1992 to strengthen the decentralization? In the year 1992, an amendment was made, which we call it as Amendment of 1992. This amendment of 1992 came out with various suggestions. The most important suggestion is elections should be held to the local government bodies. That's what they suggested. Elections should be held on a regular basis to the local government bodies, and they said that 1/3 of the seats should be reserved for what we call women. 1/3 of seats should be reserved for women. Right? 1/3 of seats should be reserved for women. And 1992 amendment also says that there should be reserved constituencies for SCs and STs and OBCs. Right? And 1992 amendment also says that the state government should keep a part of its revenue for the development of local self-government bodies. Okay. Now, what are the suggestions made by the Constitution according to 1992 amendment? They said that there should be formation of State Election Commission, and this State Election Commission should be formed, and this State Election Commission should hold elections regularly to local self-government bodies. 1/3 of the seats should be reserved for women, and there should be reserved constituencies for SCs, STs and OBCs, and a part of the state revenue should be allocated for the development of local government. Okay, these are the various suggestions made by the 1992 amendment. Okay, now how far the decentralization is effective? Is decentralization really doing wonders in India? The answer is both yes and no. Okay, we can't say that the decentralization is working out wonders in India. Okay, because even now the elections to local government bodies are not held on a regular basis. That is one flaw. And even now we find the state governments are not ready to allocate a part of their revenue for the development of local government. That is not so. Okay, but certainly seats are reserved for women, and reserved constituencies are reserved for SC, ST and OBCs. Okay, so when we look at what we call decentralization, we can conclude and say that decentralization has to go a long way. It has to go a long way. How can you say that? Again I will recapitulate. Okay, elections to the local government bodies are not held on a regular basis, and state governments are not ready to allocate a part of their revenue for the development of local bodies. That is one part. But again, positive side of decentralization is reserved constituencies for women and for SC, ST and OBCs. So it has both positive impact and negative impact. Regarding local government bodies, I have already discussed in the previous topic, that is federalism, for which you can refer the previous video. Thank you children. Hope you enjoyed.